and we are merely their end users and subjects. And now the ancient reptilian beings have arrived on our planet and are engaged in a fierce, ongoing conflict against them. And they see us humans not even as lowly slaves, but as something utterly insignificant, much like a common housefly. I mean, they see us like a tiny mosquito. And they truly want us to stay exactly this way so that they can easily dominate us. Now, if we take a closer look at these spiders, we can clearly see that they spin several intricate threads. They keep spinning until they completely surround me in my own home. This means being trapped, being imprisoned in the matrix. We don't see them, but every day we wrap these spider webs around ourselves so much that we can't even breathe anymore. They don't want us dead. They want us alive, but alive as captives, alive but hopeless and miserable. This is exactly how they sustain themselves, by feeding off of us. They do not belong to our species or our kind, yet they depend on human beings. And because they need us, in order to enslave us, they have to keep us unaware. The next phase is when this thread becomes dull and yellow. Who are they, their servants? Those groups that work for them, like the Illuminati, like the Freemasons, and so on. There are many other distinct levels and numerous other intricate threads within this specific group. And within this vast group, there are many thousands of individuals. And then there are even more other threads and other complex strands, continuing until we finally reach those who closely surround us and whom we clearly recognize. And yet, those figures are really just their hollow scarecrows and their empty puppets, nothing more than their simple, controlled marionettes. Now, there are some people who are aware and are working with them, and there are some who are unaware and have been deceived. It's possible. A general in the army might do this and then realize that the war he is fighting is a war against humanity. It's against humanity. It's not for patriotism. There shouldn't be a homeland. There shouldn't be borders. We are all human beings. In truth, we are all just innocent victims of the influential major powers. And we ourselves don't even realize that every day. These spiderweb-like threads are wrapping around us, our minds, our hearts, our children, our lives, our entire homes. They're covering everything. But the good news is that Pluto has come to destroy all of this. In the next 20 years, Pluto will cause an upheaval. Nothing but honesty will remain in the world. The influence of Aquarius and Uranus in the next 7 years will destroy these things. Because the era of Pisces is over. We are no longer humans who were like apes. We are confident humans now. They turned the apes into us. But now we can be aware. We should awaken from our deep slumber and discover the truths. Let's not look for a party to follow. It's just like when you look and see that I belong to this party and my brother belongs to that other party. It's as if I grab the root of this spider web and imprison myself within it. Or this one does that. It's just that ridiculous. When our eyes are opened, we see these things, we realize that they were nothing more than spider webs. It's just a web that spun around me. And those central spider webs, those upper ones, we don't see them at all. We don't even recognize them. They are like the dinosaurs, who are actually the bosses of all this. They have their place underground. They rule underground for themselves. But fortunately, The benevolent and good subterranean beings who have successfully escaped from these malevolent ones are actively supporting and protecting us now. And I have previously talked about those subterranean beings like the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and the 7 or 8 others that I mentioned by name, all of them. We have their support, and most importantly, we have the Galactic Federation. What is the Galactic Federation? It's like a government that we have here. Its form high above us in the vastness of the sky. We have it, and they exercise complete authority over everything in existence. Every single distinct group and faction has its own unique representative and specific set of laws. And these laws are strictly set for those who might try to invade a planet. But those others definitely don't share this perspective. They're just trying to instill a deep sense of fear and terror in the hearts of people. I hope that in the future I can talk more clearly about these things. And then, once we gain the ability to discern with just a glance, we can tell who is the spider, who is attached to the spider's web, and who serves the spider. And who is caught in a snare and unknowingly works as an unwitting manual laborer for those webs. And who is truly imprisoned by these webs, which is the case for the vast majority of individuals in our modern world today. If the soldiers were aware, they would never go to war in the world. I hope I can elaborate more on this topic in my future videos. The issue is that we need to use our ability to discern to activate it, because it has become lazy since it prefers the easy way. Let today pass quietly, let me have security, eat my food, make it to the night, have the kids be calm so I can sleep. They have brought us to this point, even though the superpower of humans, the superhuman among humans, has the power of God. They have taken those powers from us, and because they are not of our kind. They are spiders, spider webs. They are animals. In the truest sense, they are animals. That is, they have tails, but we don't see them because they appear in human form. They are different from us. Their blood is a different color. And they have no soul. We have a soul. We are made of light. We came from light, and we will return to light. We have a soul. We have a head. We are servants of the Creator, and our race is the human race. So I am no different from an American, a German, a Norwegian, or a French person, but those who are in politics, those who are in leadership positions, whether religious, economic, or political, they themselves know this well. When we, with our own discernment outside the matrix world, untie these bonds and separate these spider webs from ourselves, from our minds, webs that have come with tradition, with family, that have come with culture, with education, then we start to see, not with our 2 eyes, but with the eye of the heart. It's just like how a blind person can't see. They can't see the star. No matter how much you say the star is very big, to them, the star is just a dot. They get confused in the sky. Is the star big or small? A person who is completely blind simply cannot see the world around them. Therefore, a blind person must learn to rely much more heavily upon the deep power of their own subconscious mind. And that's why their senses are stronger. But when our eyes are closed, or when there's a darkness like the matrix has put over our eyes, we can't read, we can't see. And let's not forget, our minds are full of data. Wrong data from childhood. We start at the age of 3. We give that same child of ours whom we love wrong information because we ourselves are unaware. While the child actually knows well, sees well, understands well, with just one look at an adult, they can tell if that person is honest or not. Because they have the power of discernment. Because their soul hasn't been tainted yet. Their blood is still pure. It hasn't turned blue yet. So let's take a moment to look at this from high above. Whether it is this powerful king who comes, or that particular minister who arrives. I'm against this republic, I'm in favor of that one. All of these are creations of a matrix and will eventually disappear. I've never heard this from anyone but myself, but I have faith in what I receive. I've been saying for 20 or 30 years that by the year 2030 we won't have a government. It is entirely possible that it might even happen much sooner than we expect. We will no longer have a monarchy in place anymore, and we will no longer have a republic either. We won't have a government with a pentagon, or with ministers of state and all of those various bureaucratic things anymore. All of it will disappear. We will have domains that are by the people, for the people. To be completely honest with you, I haven't heard any astrologer or fortune teller say this before, but I've always said it myself, and I genuinely believe it to be true, in it. I hope that it comes true, just as the things I believed in before have come true, but I have no logical reason to give you. But we have a world that is moving in that direction. So let's not look at the world only through our 2 eyes and listen only with our 2 ears. The people who live on this planet have neither borders nor conflicts. We are all human beings. All of us as humans seek love, seek light, seek peace, seek comfort, seek prosperity, and we want world peace. We all desire this. Go into your own heart and see what your heart says. Do you really want to fight with someone? To fight with your neighbor? To fight with another country? To be afraid of where the next bombing will happen? No, your heart wants peace, wants security, wants prosperity, and all of these exist here for us on earth. Our Creator has sent us to this earth, which is full of abundance, full of abundance. It is the system that has created these things for us. It is those who create these wars. The exploiters are human, but they are not of the human race, because they do not draw energy from the source. They are not nourished. Their survival depends on taking our energy. How can they take our energy? When I am in fear, when I am in despair, when I feel guilty, there is no guilt. We don't do anything. When we are safe, when we are at peace, we don't feel guilty. They have tampered with the entire nature of a human being, and their files will be released soon. What did they want to do with us? Still, they still had plans for us. But I say, fortunately, our world is steadily advancing toward a significant turning point where the hidden truths will finally be revealed to everyone. What exactly is it? It is a monumental struggle and a spiritual war between the dark group and the group of light. The entire system is deliberately engineered and structured in such a specific way that we remain trapped in hell, where we are forced to work out of constant fear just to bring in money. This entire problematic issue will also completely vanish from sight. Furthermore, this utterly valueless and insignificant paper currency will no longer exist anywhere in the world. And all these wars we are witnessing today, all around the entire world, and within all of the different countries, It is simply because absolutely none of them have any solid financial backing. And so they constantly have to create all of this unnecessary commotion. They start these wars so that the money doesn't lose its value, but the money will disappear anyway. The energy of the new world, the golden earth. Its scale is measured by the amount of panrami. How much panrami do we have with the amount of life energy we possess? How much high-frequency energy do we have? This is what brings it. Our survival depends on it. And they take that away from us with money, with banks, with the life they've created for us, and the miseries, the wars that are really staged for us. Everything is staged. None of it is real. Behind the scenes, something else is going on. We work so that they can eat and get fat. But that era is over. The age of awareness has arrived. The era of 2,600 years, which was the age of lies and deception, has come to an end. The time when ignorant humans were tormented is over. The more suffering there was, the more pleasure and survival they had, because their life energy was fed from this very human race and taken from it. This is a specific group that exists only in this. Many organizations have been working to take our genes and significantly alter them. And they will inject them into themselves. The various disasters that are currently happening across the globe will all be fully revealed by next year. And absolutely none of those powerful people we know up there are innocent, not a single one of them. All of this will become perfectly clear to ordinary people everywhere with the long-awaited arrival of the age of Aquarius. Right here and now, I boldly and firmly declare that in the coming years, whether it is those who consciously manipulated and fundamentally changed human thought and belief through the mainstream media and the news, or those who unconsciously imitated them and built massive businesses for themselves, all of them will be completely exposed. And without any shadow of a doubt, fascist, monarchical, republican, and dictatorial systems, along with all religious and oppressive political leaders, every single one of them will fall forever, and the entire old system will be utterly destroyed. This is not just about one or two specific countries. This is about the transformation of the whole planet. The Earth itself is evolving. Its vibrational frequency is rising. And there is simply no place left for these fascists and oppressors. All these crises that are getting worse day by day, the increasing number of wars and the growing corruption, it is all because they know they are delivering their final desperate blows. They themselves know deep down that it is finally over. The masks will be removed from everyone's faces, and the truth will become clear, transparent, and evident to all of us. The era when, like in Plato's cave, people were prisoners of themselves and afraid of their own shadows has come to an end. The exploitation of humanity is over. The way they treated all of us, holding us like common prisoners and captives in that place. After the banks close and the stock market crashes, if the internet gets cut off, the dollar drops to zero, we have problems with electricity and water, and there are food shortages, should everyone be afraid? Consider this as a kind of awareness, a sweet melody and song that is coming from behind the scenes. Think of its sound as something grand. Take a moment to look into the future with it. In order for us to build a magnificent golden land, the complete and total destruction of all these things is absolutely necessary. When money eventually no longer holds any value or significance, so do you. So please, do not worry yourself about the prospect of losing money. We will have fresh water. We will have organic food. The earth will be filled with blessings. And these rigid and oppressive standards that have brought us deep pain and endless misery for countless thousands of long years, that had driven us to mental and physical limits, all of them will disappear. Our sons and daughters, our relatives, our loyal supporters, and many others from different planets will all come here to help us. And we will build again, we will build grand palaces that belong to everyone, to every single human being. This shouldn't be just for a small, privileged group of elites up there to enjoy, while they focus on making the rest of us nothing more than their own personal slaves. As a deeply conscious soul living in this modern era, which is truly one of the most historic, significant, and profoundly sorrowful times in our human history, when we have to witness that what we believed in is disappearing. I promise you that an infinitely wonderful life awaits us. We are the architects of the golden earth. We will build again, and this time our building will be strong and based on justice, not like before, but we will create paradise. Far from exploitation, far from injustice, and far from the enslavement of all humans, as children of the Creator, as sons and daughters. On earth we are all one. And then, a powerful light will rise from those specific nations that have endured the greatest hardships and suffering. And this is exactly the deep-seated fear and the worry that they have. Those who start wars, countries that have never had peace within their borders, because they know that the seat they are sitting on is shaking. They know their time is over. When you are at peace with yourself, you don't want to fight with anyone. It's those who know they no longer have any support. The window of opportunity for them to profit from their wealth has finally come to an end. The specific date of their expiration has now passed, and they are fully aware that their expiration date has arrived. That is precisely why they cause more unnecessary chaos, stutter more, and try to scare more, simply because they are inherently weak. A truly strong person does not threaten others. They invite you to war, not to discovery. They don't scare you with bombings. These are signs of a country's weakness. Even if they are introduced as powers all over the world, this is the time of their collapse. Why did they create cryptocurrencies and these digital currencies? Because for years they've known that money is losing its value. It's because they don't trust their own money or the artificial power that was only ever talk and force. They no longer believe in it. They know everything is falling apart, and there are severe disagreements among themselves. So there is absolutely no reason to be afraid of any of these challenging developments. Let's take it as a very positive and encouraging sign that the enemy is finally raising its hands in total defeat and will soon surrender. The countries that are calm, the countries that are independent, you don't hear a sound from them. They're just doing their own thing. They keep their people satisfied, while those who meddle everywhere, who boast, bully, and intimidate, then change their stance overnight. It's because they need to keep you in fear again. They are not even deserving of your fear. Humans are far more resilient than you might think. These people are like bandits who can't even manage their own lives, and because they have no home or life of their own. And they won't have one from now on because everything is becoming clear. They start invading other people's homes. Bandits don't break into homes out of compassion. No one does that. A bandit enters someone else's home to steal. But someone who has their own home would never think of stealing. If we look at it this way, we won't be afraid anymore. It's always the person who gets angry, the one who loses control, the one who threatens, the one who hesitates. That means they have no power. A humble human being. A true enlightened spiritual master never seeks out grand titles, high positions, or prestigious awards, this prize, that prize, or any kind of elevated social status. Instead, no matter where they might travel in this world, they carefully leave behind a beautiful flower, a kind and thoughtful word that can profoundly transform the life of someone else. The measure of a valuable life in the golden world is not money, but human energy, and each of us must come to know ourselves. We need to see what we're good at so that we can pursue the profession of architecture that we will have and actually do it. No more sitting idly by and doing nothing. Stop waiting for some king to come, or some republic, or some system to change everything. Or just getting through today to see what happens tomorrow. Close those files and set them aside. Take the time to truly discover the hidden depths of what lies inside yourself. Because if you don't know who you are and constantly find yourself hoping for someone else to define your path, you'll be inevitably swept away by the powerful tides of Neptune as well. And you'll leave this world. This golden land belongs only to the visionary architects who possess the skill to build. And this will start from next year. So let's get up and see what I can do, instead of being afraid and worried and being a victim, crying and lamenting. What strengths do I have, and how can I hold on to the hem of this earth? The end of the night is white. Oppression and aggression reach a level of complete shamelessness and start to become clearly visible. Behind it, there is a darkness behind a tunnel of light awaiting us. Like is this darkness? Pass through it without fear, with your own light. And if you radiate a warm and guiding light for others as well, that will be truly magnificent and wonderful. You will be the sun. After a long and dark night, the golden sun begins its steady rise, and the sun never fails to keep its eternal promise. The sun, the age of Aquarius, will bring a profound illumination to the entire surface of the earth. This transformative era is exactly why my channel is appropriately named Yalda's Light. This, for many, many years. 30 years ago, I said that after the year 2027, Yalda's Light will reach the world. After a long and dark winter night, comes the radiant glow of Yalda's Light. It will ascend from the far eastern regions of the world. When the entire world is plunged into total darkness and deep suffering, all of us on this earth are experiencing the final pains of its labor. It is crying out. The vast universe is promising infinite light, profound love, and deep awareness to all conscious people. Until we meet again in the next video, I leave you safely in God's tender care. Be brave, do not be afraid of the journey, and always believe in your inner self. I send my love and I kiss your beautiful hearts.